All right, a very good evening to all of you. So today, I'll be briefly talking about Scrum Guide versus Scrum practices. In our working environment, we overlap the guide and practices. So we'd just like to take a few minutes to split the two. So Scrum Guide provides us with the frame under which we can work while being flexible enough to develop our practices and customize as per the need. So starting with the time box. So time box is the maximum duration. Time box, every event in Scrum is time box. So if you read the Scrum guide, it says sprint, which is a container of all the events, is time box to 1 month or less. And Scrum events, like sprint planning, is time boxed for 8 hours for 1 month of the sprint. Daily Scrum, up to 15 minutes. Sprint review, up to 4 hours of 1 month of the sprint. Sprint retrospective, up to 3 hours for 1 month of the sprint. However, as a practice, we say that sprint can be from 1 week to 4 weeks. And then we tend to scale the length of the Scrum events in the sprints. So we should ensure that, say, for a sprint of 2 weeks, we should have the maximum duration for the sprint planning as 4 hours, because that is the maximum duration you can have your Scrum event of sprint planning, and so on and so forth. Moving forward to the sprint planning. Now, the sprint planning has 2 topics. Topic 1, where we decide what we are going to produce in the increment. Topic 2, how the increment is going to be delivered. So the plan in the topic 2 is in the sprint backlog, which normally as a practice we say task in our sprint backlogs. However, if you go through the Scrum guide, it never uses the word task. Rather, it says that the team should decompose into units of 1 day or less. So task is just one of the examples or ways of creating your plan in the sprint backlog. Moving forward to another Scrum practice in sprint review, where objective is sometimes being specified as demonstrate the completed increment to PO, stakeholders, and users. However, as per the Scrum guide, PO in sprint review, few of the elements has PO as one of the primary presenters, where the PO explains what product backlog items have been done, what has not been done, how product backlog stands, and he sets the context for the team to demonstrate. There are many more Scrum practices for which there is no mention in the Scrum guide, but they have been evolved from various Agile frameworks and methodologies, like user stories, story points, release planning, relative estimation, Scrum board, velocity, to name a few. So that's all from my side. I hope I could give you some takeaways from this session. Thank you.